He lost his father at the age of 3 and eventually learned his mother is called a widow. After coming to terms with how single women struggle to thrive and stay independent in the society, Amit Jain decides to help them and co-founded Miti Ke Rang, a venture dedicated to empowering widows and single women to overcome poverty and dependency. The venture provides a portal that educates women. He was also responsible to raise rupees 10 lakhs within 9 days through a crowdfunding website Billup during the coronavirus crisis, which helped 1,000 essential families receive rupees 1,000 amid lockdown. Hi everyone, my name is Grishma and I'm doing something completely out of my comfort zone, but it is exciting and I think it is needed. This is my first video podcast, and today we have Amit Jain, a nomad traveler, social entrepreneur, a student, and co-founder of TK Rang. Let's find out more from Amit Jain. Hi Amit, thank you for being
Hi,
here.
Grishma.
Thank you.
Most welcome. Pleasure to be here.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Guwahati is treating me pretty well today.
So you're from Pune or you're from Guwahati? How is it?
So I'm from a town in Maharashtra, Bhusawal, but moved to Pune to work in a Bank of New York. Then I was doing a backpack across India. So I got locked down in Guwahati.
Oh, okay, got it. So tell us more about Mitti Ke Rang. What is this organization about?
Mettikarang, right now what we do is we try to help women entrepreneurs, mainly single women widows. We help them to earn a lot of money through selling paperback, tea light candles. And now due to Corona, we believe that many of the women would be losing their jobs and all. So, would be raising the funds for them to help them to come again into the mainstream and earn some good amount of money this time as well. So that's the very basic of Mitti Ke Rang.
Okay, so when did this all begin and then what inspired you to begin this?
Right. So basically, Mitti Ke Rang we started in 2014 with an idea of collecting clothes and collecting books and everything, and then donating to NGO schools and all slums area. So I'm from a Bhusawal, a town wherein I lost my father when I was 3, and been a very struggled childhood. But thankfully, the parents, the cousins, family members, uncle and auntie have supported a lot. So that helped us to grow, get a good job in Pune with the Bank of New York. So I came after doing my graduation in BCom. I came to Pune to look for a job. So I just got 1,000 with me at that time. And then luckily after a month, I got a job and family was pretty supportive. After 2 years, from 2012 to 2014, I thought, okay, my mom came to Pune. Then we thought, ki till now the family have supported a lot, so it's time to give back to society. Then the idea just came up, and after doing for 6 months, we didn't had a name. A couple of volunteers joined in. Then my brother gave the name Mitti Ke Rang, and I thought, okay, I'll run this for 1 or 2 years, then I'll do my masters and all. But it went pretty big, and so last year I left my job with the Bank of New York and I took it full time, and which I've never thought of.
Yeah, I think along the way you must have faced a lot of challenges, and this is definitely not easy. So, how did you face the risks and the challenges along your way?
It was pretty tough, because frankly, I haven't informed in my office that I am doing this, even though it was informal. Uh, that was one because I used to work 1 to 9:30, like 1 p.m. in the afternoon till 9:30 in the evening in the office. So before like 8:30 to 12 in the morning, I used to work for Mitti Ke Rang. Then again in the night from 12 to 5 in the morning, I used to work. So that was like for 7 years, I straight worked for 18, 19 hours a day, non-stop.
Okay,
So it was a pretty big struggle. So yeah.
yeah. How did it impact your life? Was it positive or was it negative? How did you balance it out?
Well, from the childhood, thankfully my uncle and aunt have supported a lot. Like I was given pretty much freedom to travel, which made me a lot of, powerful in terms of mentality, attitude, and everything. So that really helped. And then over the course of period of the Bank of New York and the Mitti Ke Rang, slowly, I kept learning. And thankfully, I met co-founder of Mitti Ke Rang, Saket Deshmukh, in 2015. And from there on, the journey began. And he brings a lot of experience from a startup background, so it really helped me to learn more and more and don't make much
Yeah.
mistakes. So yeah.
So, I think you learned along the way, you understood how it works, and you just began working towards it. That's how the entire process went along. And at the moment, how many women are working in the organization?
Right. So right now we have 15 women working in Pune right now, but now we have been focusing on across India because now we are planning to go all over India, wherein the women who would be making masks in all the four corner of India will be selling that on our website and supporting the local economy.
Okay, that's
That.
wonderful. That's wonderful. I think now the focus is shifted to making more masks, which is actually helpful to uh, a lot of them here. Okay. Another question. See, I've read a lot of articles, and I know I got connected to you a couple of months ago, and it's been a good journey reading a couple of articles. I read one in Deccan Herald that you've raised a campaign in Milap, and you focused on getting 10 lakhs and impacted around 1,000 families by contributing rupees 1,000. How did you make that
Hmm.
happen?
Right. So you know what happened? I was doing a backpack and I was in Itanagar, Arunachal, wherein the ILP, the inner permit line, which you need to issue to enter into Arunachal Pradesh, that got expired. So quickly we started moving out from Arunachal to Guwahati. So when I came to Guwahati, I thought, okay, luckily I had a friend here. So I was with him, and then after a few days, the lockdown happened. And then I realized, thank God I have a house here to stay in, food to eat. But whatever the family who doesn't have the migrant laborers and all. So after talking to the team, to my co-founder, we thought, okay, let's try doing this campaign, the fundraiser, wherein we thought we'll raise 10 lakh rupees, help 1,000 family with 1,000 rupees and doing a direct transfer to them. And frankly, due to the current COVID, we thought if we were able to raise even 1,000, that
Mm,
is 1 lakh rupees for 100
yeah,
families,
yeah,
that would be a big amount. But we
yeah.
thought of raising 10 lakh rupees. And I don't know, every day, like in 9 days, we raised 10 lakh rupees.
9 days is a very short time to be raising 10 lakhs because, in my opinion, I've never done it, but you made it happen. And I think along that journey, even I saw you promoting and actually campaigning about it. Such a wonderful job. And are you looking forward to raising more funds?
Yes, so that gave me that gave the team a great motivation that okay, we can do it. Now we moved from a 10 lakh to a 20 lakh budget, and now we'll start promoting it. Luckily, we had raised around 12.5 lakh till now. So yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you backpack a lot, you travel a lot, and you've been traveling for a really long time. Tell us more about the journey of backpacking across India.
Right. So you know what happened in the month of 2019, I left my job in the month of March. Then we thought of introducing paper bag. And then in the month of, I think, August, we started with key light candle because, Diwali was coming in.
Yeah.
So in 40 days, we were able to sell 52,000 candles.
Wow. Okay. That's wonderful.
And each women, yeah, and each auntie who were working with us, we were able to earn 17.5K.
Wow. That's wonderful. Okay. Just amazing. And you had to travel
Yeah,
across. How did you market? How did you make it happen? So that I think that would
right.
be challenging. Making it would be easier, but selling it to people would be a challenge. Yeah. So how did you make that happen?
Right. So from that of selling candle to doing a backpack to raising 10 lakh rupees, if I connect all the three dots, it goes backdate wherein I just kept making connections. So there's a quote which I keep reminding myself that make connections when you don't need the most.
Yeah.
So, all the 7 years I just kept doing while working with the Bank of New York. And when I needed the people without, unintentionally, they all came up, helped. So, coming back to the question of backpacking. So after selling candle, the Diwali went over. Then we thought, now we have a good hold over Pune, Mumbai.
Mm,
It's time to explore India, meet more women entrepreneurs, go to tribal, rural areas.
mm.
So I started a journey from Kanyakumari to Kashmir and Arunachal to Bombay,
Okay.
which means
Okay.
K to K and A to B.
Okay. Right, right, right.
So
So that's how it all began.
from yes, so from Mumbai I went to Kanyakumari and then all.
Okay, so along the way, you've also been conducting events, if I'm not wrong, because I receive a lot of campaigns and I receive a lot of events which is getting conducted by you, and it's specifically for women entrepreneurs. And what happens there is you let the women speak about the work that they're doing and also encourage them and help them with their venture, if I'm not wrong. Is that right?
Right. So what happened, we met women entrepreneurs, no matter they are rich, poor, middle background, they wanted to do something, but they don't have a domain knowledge, expertise, and resources to avail that. So we
Right.
thought, okay, let's try doing meetups. So we started from Bangalore. Then I went to Hyderabad, Visakhapatnam. In Visakhapatnam, in 2 days, we had 44 women entrepreneurs coming in
Right. Right.
from a auto RJ to a Miss India. So
Hmm.
the local
Wow.
the local person Adnan supported a lot, and then we did in a couple of cities.
I think a lot of women here are getting recognized and they're somewhere getting encouraged to do more instead of suppressing them. Because this happens a lot, especially in an Indian society.
Mhm.
Coming back from our generation, of course, things are changing today on a positive note. But back then, it wasn't the same. People were suppressed, and a lot of their talents were not being exhibited at the most. And I think what you're doing at the moment, encouraging women to come out and speak, is helping a lot of people come out of their comfort zone and continue doing what they are doing. Isn't that right? I am sure
Absolutely.
you are getting a lot of stories, which is also inspiring you and a lot of women around. Isn't that right? And here the motto will be connections, like you said. Keep the connections going, help each other out, be kind to each other. I think that's a wonderful motto. And today, Amit, it's like especially when I speak to the students, everybody are running behind career, career, career. Nobody is thinking about there are a lot of problems, especially like plastics, and you've come up with making paper bags, etc. And we need more solutions to it. Nobody do they do think, but they're all afraid to take the step only because of financial concerns and of having job security, etc. So, what do you have to tell these students who are going to start off their careers very soon?
Right. So actually, I did 11, 12 science. Then I wanted to do engineering, but I did BCom. Then from BCom, I wanted to do MBA. So I came for job. From job, again, I thought of doing MBA. I left the job. I started traveling, then, the social venture and all. So basically, what I really learned from this, degree doesn't matter, no matter which college you are passing from, what degree you're doing. The only thing matter is that you should have that entrepreneur DNA in a body, wherein you can do whatever you want. Just keep meeting people, learning from them, and keep experimenting because till the age of 30,
Yeah,
like Jack Ma said that just keep experimenting with your life because what happened, people go for loan, home loan, car loan, all those things, and then
yeah,
we get stuck.
they do.
And luckily I didn't had anything, so I was able to leave my job. And also family support is very important. Also in my case, when I was leaving my job, I told my mom, bhaiya, bhabhi, that my company is kicking me out
Oh, really? You didn't tell them that you quit. Okay.
because they'll never agree to the point that I'll be quitting the job because we came from 0 to 1. So,
Yeah.
but I completely agree to the point because they are right at their own end. So
Yeah,
yeah,
they will be concerned about your job security, right? So they are like, acha, you have a full-time job now, and what is more important is food and the basic security, and also involves your health. So all the benefits is given from the company. And what happens if you make a decision to quit? It's a huge decision which involves a lot of risks, and you took up that risk and made things happen. So do you think it's all worth it of what you have done so far?
100%.
100%. You do not regret it at all, and you think that this is a better way of giving back to the society. Is that right?
Yes, because yeah, what happens is I'll tell you, when you do a job, you get, example, you're getting 30,000 per month, and your expense, example, become very high. You started spending a lot of money and don't save anything, and when you leave the job, your expense come complete zero.
Yeah.
Example, I was doing so in 4 months before the lockdown happened, I visited 80 plus cities and met so many people. My complete expense was not more than 17,000 rupees, 1 7.
Oh, okay. Hmm. That's good.
So
That's
yeah. So people think that to travel you need money,
yeah,
to start an NGO, social venture you need money, but that's
yeah.
not the truth.
It's not the truth, is what you feel.
Just need
But,
people.
but they do think that it requires a lot of money and it requires a lot of risks that you need to take up. So it's always good to have a backup support, etc. So most of them don't take up the risk and then stick to a comfortable job. But I think what you have learned out of it practically has given you a lot. I don't think you would even learn that doing an MBA. I hope that's what you feel. Considering the fact that if you had done an MBA, probably you would look at having a full time job and not even think about this aspect. So how do you feel? You feel that this practical experience has taught you a lot more than an MBA?
Absolutely, because I again follow a quote wherein the biggest truth in the world. So the biggest truth in the world that everything is a lie. Whatever
Okay.
what we have been told from the childhood, our parents tell to us, their parents tell to them, and no one have really came to the point to verify it, and we just keep following it.
Yeah.
So we
Why? Because we want to be obedient to our parents and say, nahi, nahi. I have to say yes to my parents. After all, they are parents and I need to respect that. But rules are good to be broken at times and face the reality. I guess life has taught that with your journey, and we are all looking at it. And I was very, very happy that I met you at an event called Community Folks. So it's been a good journey, and I want to ask you this one last question. So, what are your future plans with Mitti Ki Rang? Are you planning on expanding it to other cities in India?
Right. So now our major plan is to explore all over the world, wherein what we would be doing is we'll be raising more funds for women entrepreneurs, be it a single woman, a widow, a women who runs a tea vendor, street food vendor, vegetable vendor, because to bring them back into the mainstream, they would be needing a lot of funds, and to get a loan for them is very difficult part. So we'll be trying to raise a lot of fund through Milap, the fundraising platform. You could say 90, 100 1 CR or something, and then we'll be identifying women in India, in Africa, in different part of Asia who need help, and then we'll be providing it to them. So that's a major plan right now, looking at COVID.
Okay, fine. So you're going to list out all the women who are doing this and who have a plan to move ahead. So you're going to shortlist it based on whether this is going to do well in the society. Is that right? How are you going to shortlist?
Yeah, because
There are a lot of people at the moment.
right. So we always go through reference. Example, you mentioned about the fundraiser we did for 10 lakh rupees. So, we had a lot of volunteers across. Example, Grishma, you tell me, ki, Amit, these women are daily wage labor and they need fund. So,
Mm.
we'll go through your word because we know you. So in that way, we'll be figuring out some resource in the tribal area and all those things.
The reference is definitely good. And Amit, are you also helping a lot of students with internship? That was something that I had saw on LinkedIn. So I just wanted to clarify whether you are giving out opportunities for students as well on internship opportunities.
Right. So what happened, after the fundraiser, a lot of students came up, are there any internship opportunity because of the COVID? Couple of company has to cancel that. So we started this campaign wherein if any student are looking for internship, they can reach out to us. And till now, we have received 120 plus application from different institutions. We are also trying to partner with couple of MNC, couple of local and international ventures, wherein if we can't recruit them as an intern in Mitti Ki Rang, we'll be trying to connect them with the one who are recruiting it.
Perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do at this point is that I'm going to drop in links in the bio. Your link, if in case students want to get in touch with you, learn more about your venture, or also apply for internships. It will benefit them. I will do that from my side, and I'm pretty sure you're okay with students approaching you and
Absolutely.
asking them questions, etc. So, Amit, I thank you very much for joining me on this call, and you shared so much. I hope it continues and you excel, and I'm always going to keep contributing to Mitti Ki Rang. Always going to attend those meetups once the lockdown is over for sure. I want to keep this going, and I hope you join me back again in the future so we have more of these going. Thank you very much for joining me.
Yeah, and also, that is how the connection has been built up. We met like 5 months, 4 months
Yes,
back, and
yes,
we were in touch on social media. And also, thanks to you that because of the initiative you have taken to bring out the story, what work has been done for the COVID and the future. So more and more people will benefit through it. So thanks to you
I hope
for
so
taking
too.
this up.
Thank you. And thank you to all the viewers who are watching this. If you like it, you can share. If you have any comments, please do drop it down. All right. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Amit's story is real and inspiring. I really hope you enjoyed learning his journey in Mitti Ki Rang with me, the host Grishma Singh. Now I'm going to speak about the 5 takeaways from the video you watched. Number 1, coming out of your comfort zone. Well, it took me a long time to get adjusted to speak in front of the camera or speak in front of the audience. But small steps to overcome my fear led me to doing better, and I'm still learning. Number two, never stop making connections. You don't have to be best friends, but interacting with people will help you understand how you can deal with them. The best way to begin at this point of time is through LinkedIn. All you have to do is write a small note about the skill you want to learn and get connected with people. As simple as that. One small note to all the ladies out there, ensure you only speak about the skill you want to learn because there are a lot of perverts. So be careful. Number three, Amit did not care about how much money he's going to make in a short time, but he focused on excelling at what he is doing. It took him a long time to run the company. So here, patience is the key. Number four, have a problem solving approach to life. This morning, my mother came up to me and asked me about nutrition diet. It occurred to me that nutrition is important to everybody, especially people who are getting old, because it creates a healthy lifestyle. This led me to the doors of practicing nutrition, learning from the right resource, and giving it back to my mom and my father or people around me, which will help them have a healthy lifestyle. Number five, finally, I want to speak about the importance of doing something you want in spite your parents not liking it. It is very obvious that they will be concerned about you. Well, think about their perspective. They think about your security, and there is nothing wrong with it. So, if you want to do something new and if you want to learn about it, start something small which does not impact your family or you on a long run. Once you gain confidence in it, there is nothing stopping you from taking risk and making it happen. If you like the video, do share it and stay tuned for more videos coming from me. But for now, bye and take care.